Hello, thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Lydia and I am a fertility educator. I like to share videos about all things cycle related, helping you to learn more about your body and helping you find answers, figure out what's going on. I take you along with me on my own journey, figuring out my painful periods and all kinds of other stuff that I might be dealing with, which is what we are doing today in this video. I'm taking you along to show you my hyperprolactinemia journey. I hope that this is really helpful for you, especially if there's anyone else out there who either suspects that they have this or knows that they have this and are trying to figure out what to do and what this journey might look like for them. I just wanted to share my experiences and what's working for me so far, how things are going, and I'm sure I'm gonna update you as time goes on to let you know how things are improving. Now in this video, I'm gonna have just talking like I am now, but I'm also gonna have some clips from during that time to just give you a little peek inside what was really going on, how I was feeling then, and everything like that. So let's just jump right into the video. So first of all, hyperprolactinemia is essentially just high prolactin levels in the blood. And it could be caused by a variety of things. If your doctor sees that you have pretty high levels, they're going to be concerned that you could have a pituitary tumor. The part of your pituitary that produces prolactin can grow, the cells can grow and cause a tumor to develop, and there's a very slim chance that it would be cancerous, but that's typically one of the first things that you will look into. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's just start from the very beginning. So first of all, the reason I was able to even find this is because I track my cycles. I track both on an app and on paper, which I will show you. As you can see, I have a whole graph of my temperatures and all of this information here, and I chart this for every cycle, every single month. One of the things that I was noticing was that I was experiencing a lot of breast tenderness for 9 days every single cycle, the 9 days leading up to my period, so that would be my luteal phase. I was really noticing it. And I also track cervical fluid observations. I was noticing some patterns in my cervical fluid observations that were indicating potentially issues with my progesterone levels. I was also noticing my luteal phase itself was kind of short, which also is indicating potential luteal phase deficiencies. Progesterone not getting high enough, not staying high enough for long enough. So these all were kind of concerning me, but the problem was I needed to find a doctor who was going to listen to me. These are kind of minor sounding things, so I needed to find a doctor who was familiar with my charting methods, who would understand it and be able to figure out next steps based off of my charts. So that is what I did. I went to the Fem Health website, F-E-M-M Health. Their site, you can find providers, doctors on there. They're all over the place. Hopefully you can find one near you. But basically you know that they've been trained and they understand this FEM method of charting, which is what I use. That's just a helpful way to help you find a OBGYN who really looks at your cycle data that you collect, all the information that you have on your cycle, and really digs deep into what's going on in your cycle. Basically just an OBGYN who is doing what they're supposed to be doing, because that is what they should be doing. But anyways, I found a good doctor and she took my charting very seriously and found some next steps for us. After looking at my charts, she noticed the same things that I was noticing. She requested a lot of lab work. It was not just prolactin levels. There were just so many things.
We just got done with blood work. Samantha was my loyal friend who came, woke up very early because we got here at, well, she got to my house apartment
6:30?
6:30 a.m. What a woman. What a woman.
And I got coffee first.
Yes. So she was up early. We got here at like 6:45. It's 9 a.m. We had, well, 9:20. and we had just a nice little, we were reading in between, but it was awful. It wasn't as bad. Samantha thought I was gonna have to drink 75 grams of sugar like every 30 minutes.
Yes, I was like, I would be sick.
Compared to that, it was nothing. I just had to drink the one at first, and it was not very fun, but
You got through it.
yeah, I did it. I managed it. You had 5 minutes to drink it. It was like 8 ounces, I think. Like one of those little, but
He was like neon, so.
yeah. I don't know if that was necessary. Like, do you have to?
Dude, does it have to be neon? Is that? Yeah.
But yeah, it all went good, so eat it up.
Eat it up.
Most everything was normal, but my progesterone levels were a little low, estrogen levels were a little low, prolactin was high. So my prolactin level was 45 nanograms per milliliter. The normal range is like below 20 nanograms per milliliter. I definitely had elevated levels. The thing was, with higher prolactin levels, it can actually cause issues with your other reproductive hormones, because prolactin is a hormone that is supposed to be elevated when you are, for example, breastfeeding, because prolactation, its job is kind of to build up the breast tissue, and it works to suppress your other hormones, estrogen and progesterone. It kind of suppresses the whole cycle process, which is part of the reason why women postpartum don't cycle. The prolactin levels are suppressing the ovulation patterns and everything that would otherwise normally be happening, which is not a problem and is kind of good when you are postpartum, because your body is focusing on what it needs to be focusing on, you know, healing, feeding your baby. So it's okay to not be cycling. However, if you are not postpartum, you don't want this to be going on. So that was a problem, because my progesterone and estrogen levels weren't super off, but they were not in the prime range that we wanted them to be in. And just for in the future, you know, wanting to get pregnant in the future at some point, I just want to make sure that everything will be working properly at that point. So definitely took all of this seriously. Our next step was then, let's figure out why these prolactin levels are elevated. And the biggest concern was to rule out whether or not there was a tumor. The next step was to get an MRI done.
Post MRI. Unfortunately, Brandon was not able to go back, which we kind of thought, but
yeah.
So that was a bummer. But I was mentally prepared for him to not be able to go back with me, which was good. And I highly recommend doing that. Otherwise, I would have probably panicked if it was like I was expecting you to go back.
Yeah.
But it was good. The first part was 25 minutes. The second part was 10 minutes after the contrast. And it was not as bad as I expected. My face just feels like puffy. My eyes were closed that whole time.
I was really anxious about this. I did not want to do this, but it was really necessary to be able to rule it out, as well as if there was a tumor, to be able to go back and see and compare the size of the tumor to see if what we are doing then is working. So there were multiple reasons to get this done. I knew I just needed to get it out of the way. All of my blood work and my prolactin levels were first checked in June of 2024. So my MRI was scheduled for August 27th. My doctor went ahead and said, hey, while you're waiting for that, let's get you on Cabergoline, which is the medication that's typically used to treat high prolactin levels, and especially when there's a tumor involved. So she was like, go ahead and get on it now so that if there is a tumor, we can be proactive about this. So I did. Beginning of August is when I started taking it. She had me taking it once a week, and I only took it 3 times, so for 3 weeks, because the MRI results were good. Everything was clear. So once I got those back, I stopped the Cabergoline because I didn't want to be on the medication unless it was like really necessary. Once I got the all clear from the MRI, I had my next appointment, kind of a follow-up with my doctor again to figure out next steps. For that appointment, she agreed we can go a different route. You don't have to be on the medication. And what she had me do is she had me start Vitex, which is like an herbal supplement. I will insert a picture right here of the kind that I'm taking. She has me taking 2 of them a day, so it's 1,000 milligrams a day. I started this around August 30th. At this point, It's the end of September, so it's been a full month. The plan was, let's get the prolactin levels checked about every month. So 1 month after starting the Vitex supplement, and let's see if there's any change, if the prolactin levels are going down or not, so we can kind of evaluate and go from there. So now that I have caught you up on my prolactinemia journey, let's talk about what's happening right now. On September 27th, I had my prolactin levels checked again. So there had been 1 month since I started my Vitex supplement. So we're basically evaluating if it's working. I got my prolactin levels back the other day and it did go down. My levels are now 24.1 nanograms per milliliter, which went down from 45. So that's honestly a really big improvement in just 1 month. I'm really relieved. I'm going to continue taking the 1000 milligrams of Vitex each day, and I'm really hopeful that this is going to positively impact the rest of my cycle, my period pain, how heavy my periods are, and I'm just very excited that it's actually working in just 1 month because I did expect it to take about 3 months. That is my journey up until now. I hope that this is helpful for you. If you're interested, I'm definitely gonna keep posting kind of follow-up videos about my journey and how I'm progressing. If you're interested in any specific videos like that, definitely let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you. If you also struggle with high prolactin levels and you're trying to figure things out, I'd love to hear from you. I really, really do appreciate every single comment, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye!